I bet you didn't know this, but I've actually been a YouTuber for a long time. Just not a very successful one. When I was a kid, I'd make a lot of my own gaming videos. It stemmed from me sitting down with a camera in front of my TV playing games, and then also me reviewing games with the worst audio and footage that you've ever seen. Clearly, not much has changed since. Alright. So on today's episode of me, we're gonna watch my old reviews and review my reviews. If you're still here, I'm genuinely surprised.
Truth be told, I've actually never played the original Black and White. I love their sequels, but how did the original games hold up to them?
That's not true. I did play Black and White. Here's the story. When I first got Heart Gold, I loved it. And so then I was like, well, what else can I buy? All there was Pearl on my DS. So I bought Pearl. And it was fine. It didn't really grip me the same way Heart Gold did. But then I was super excited because Black and White was coming out, and I finally got that. And I played up until, like, the first mine. And I remember being like, where the fuck are all the old Pokemon? Like, I was waiting for them to show up, but they just weren't showing up. It was all these new guys. And I was like, this sucks. So yeah, I played it. I was also really stupid.
So where does it rank in comparison to its predecessors?
I probably still agree. I'd put it there.
I love the Unova region, how industrial, next level everything looks.
You know, it's funny that those were my words that I used. How industrial and next level it looks. Because then you look at a game like, not only Sword and Shield, but Scarlet and Violet. How it's literally just an empty map where they just plopped a town, plopped a city. Like, and then there's no roads, there's nothing leading to them. Like, I get the hardware is different, but like, my god, would it kill you make a fucking interstate?
The characters may be the best part. This is the first time that I've actually liked the main villain. Most of them are all edgy and only talk about how they want a perfect world or some shit.
Yeah, that does need to be stated. Like, Cyrus is just kind of alright in terms of villains go. Like, for Pokemon standards, oh, he's top tier, but like, I mean, if we're giving Pokemon the same treatment as everything else, I mean, good god, can you give me a more one-note character?
Black and White are definitely high up on my ranks. So take that, you ultra disappointments.
Yeah, take that, bitch.
So Xenoblade 2 comes out in a month, and I've only played X.
Can you find another person in the world who's only played Xenoblade Chronicles X? Not even the first one, just X, and was like, okay, I guess I'll play the second one.
Xenoblade 2 is something you play and look back on like, oh shit, Nintendo actually made this.
What's funny about that is they didn't. Monolith Soft did, so...
Now, although I'm not the biggest fan of anime-style games...
No, Mr. Nintendo boy who loves Pokemon and doesn't like anime? What world is this?
There are a lot of great places to explore. In Xenoblade X, the worlds felt a little boring, with not much to do in them except walking to point A to point B.
You're telling me Xenoblade X felt a little bit boring? But they had like 20 different merc jobs I could choose, remember that?
Now let's talk about the battle system. It kinda sucks. Now they try to make things simpler, but in return, they made it 100 times more complicated.
I still love the fact that in Xenoblade 3, they were kind of that determined to say, no, 2's battle system works. So half the cast uses the same battle system from Xenoblade 1, and the other half uses the same from Xenoblade 2, and so then you're just kind of like, God.
I mean, overall, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 tells a really good story, and it was a fun time playing it. If you're worried at all about playing this game before Xenoblade 1 or X, don't, because it's a whole new experience that anyone can pick up and enjoy.
Well, I wouldn't say anyone can pick up or enjoy. More so, you can try to pick it up, and you can try even harder to enjoy it.
I don't play many indie games. I've just never been into them.
Typical statement from your true Nintendo baby boy.
So, what I think of it?
Celeste!
Did I just include a clip from a Progressive ad? Even back then, I was creative. Where did my talents go?
All in all, Celeste is a fun and challenging game that any indie lover or classic video game lover would enjoy.
Not sponsored by Progressive. Just in case you thought, just in case.
Okay, first off, this isn't a review for Gates to Infinity.
It literally is called Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity Review. You fucking liar.
It's a great game, no. This is time to knock those Explorers games off their little pedestal.
This was in my era where I was really like cynical towards Explorers of Sky, because every time I would see anyone talk about it, it would always be, oh, that's the only good mystery dungeon game. Super and Gates to Infinity, they're flawed, they suck, they're terrible. And I was like, that's it. I'm gonna be Mr. Gates to Infinity Defensive McGee. This is gonna be interesting.
This is Explorers of Sky versus Gates to Infinity. Oh, and just in case you're wondering, Super is the best game in the series. Just throwing that out there.
So I'm gonna immediately say, oh yeah, just in case you're curious, Super, that one's the best game in the series. This here's a fun little battle for second place. It totally invalidates everything. Not me with the big fat fucking misspelled controls with 2 L's. Only for me to like hit play 1 second later, and on the bottom right, it is spelled correctly in the game. I swear I was, what, 12? 17?
In the Explorers games, they clutter the gameplay, text box, minimap, and item menu on one screen. It's a waste of 2 screens, which they only use for showing controls, like, just in case you haven't figured them out by now.
So even though I do kind of agree that it does look cluttered, this was before I even knew that you can change the top screen to be something else. Like, instead of showing just the controls, it'll show you and your partner's like HP and whatnot. That would have been nice to know.
Also, whenever you want to use a move, which you will use all the time, you need to first open up your menu, select Moves, scroll down the move you want to use, and then use it. Now how do you do it in Gates? Hold L, hit the button.
So you can still kind of do that in Explorers. You just set the move to a certain like command, and then I think it's R, like hit R and A, and it uses the move. Granted, you can only do it for one move because that's the only one that uses the slot, but I digress.
Now yes, I know that since Gates is on a newer system, it would obviously have the best graphics.
No! No! The 2D DS game uses sprites and the 3D game uses models? Get out of town.
Yes, Sky has the best overall story. Keyword being overall.
I'm very curious what I have to say about this.
It's a game that you look back on and say, wow, which can be good because it makes the game have a lasting impression. But that can also be bad because I'm saying wow when it's over, not while I'm playing it.
You know what? I'm honestly right now trying to remember like the rest of the game. And of course I know that the big part of it is trying to find Grovile and the time spheres. But yeah, I really don't remember that much individual things other than like the Drowsy fight and the Groudon statue. Like, what the hell happens in between that and when we go to the past?
Now, of course this is all opinionative, but hopefully you won't look at Sky as such an idol anymore. Maybe Gates is such a mess up of the series, because all in all, they are really similar games, and great ones at that.
I love that I didn't even address like the main things that people had against Gates to Infinity, like the fact that you can only choose one job at a time, the fact that they got rid of a lot of the starter Pokemon that you could choose, and also what Pokemon even appear in dungeons. I just kind of nitpicked my points, right? And even then, so a lot of them I only like gave one side to it. Like, I'm talking about the graphics, and I'm like, yeah, this is what Explorer's graphics look like. No comparison though. Just focus on that.